Ready for some tips and tricks on how to do tiny wood burning lettering? This is about a 12 size font. I'm going to give you my tips and tricks as a professional wood burning artist on how to get crisp, clean lettering. I'm Jannie Lisenby, your Pyro professor. Let's burn. My first tip isn't even about technique, it's about choosing the right kind of wood. I had to use pine because this is what the customer gave me to burn, but pine has a very uneven wood grain. Try to use a wood that has a smooth grain. It is hard to fight pine. It has the soft spots and the hard spots that burn differently, so try to choose a smooth grain when possible. My next suggestion is to choose the right nib. There's the writing point that I like a lot, but sometimes it's too big for small lettering. Ball points are good. I would use the B1 because that's one of the smaller ball points, but the smaller the nib is, the more technique that you have to use. If you want it to be really tiny, a needle point or a micro writer are really good, but again, those take a lot of technique. So my tip for using those is to use a lower heat and to move slower, more intentionally. When you're working with tiny print, it's very important that you don't have overburn. So that temperature really does need to be lower, not just because you're using the fine point, but because you're working with a tiny print. And you want to make sure that you are getting those smoother lines. If you're fighting the wood grain like I had to, a swinging motion is really good, where you go back and forth over the line. And then anything that resists the burn, use the touching motion. Barely touch the wood burning nib down to just the part that resists the burn, okay? And then if you need to, you can use that swinging motion to blend in the burn from the touched in area versus the swung in area. If you are doing a sans serif font, you won't need this next tip. You can skip this one. But if you're using a serif font and you need to put in those little flags and tags, I like to turn the wood to the direction where it's easiest for me to do that swinging motion back and forth. And then I will do all of them at once. So everything across the top, I will go ahead and burn those all at the same time. I do not burn these at the same time that I am burning the letters in the beginning, because I find that that lets my flags be really wonky. So if you want it to look more hand burned, then it's okay to do those flags as you go. Put the W in and then put the flags on. But if you want them to look more uniform across the board, then save the flags for the end. It typically gives me a smoother, straighter line. Now, if you want it to be even more straight, you would change the nib. Right here, I'm using the ball 1, but you could use a knife point and use the very sharp tip to get a really straight edge on those flags. And that probably would have been a good idea on this one. So something to consider, those knife points have a really sharp edge, and so you can be really precise in the lines. They do not do curves well, but they definitely do the straight lines well. And the ballpoint is going to show a little bit more of the curves. And so on the flags, it might be better to switch the nib over to a knife point. If this video has been helpful so far, give it a thumbs up. Here's my next tip. When you are done with adding the flags, and even if you're not adding flags, if you have finished with your sans serif font, then just go back in, make sure that you have looked over the text and see if there are any spots that need just a final bit of touch up. And you want to do very small movements here, okay? And the two best strokes that I have found are going to be the touch stroke, where you barely touch in the parts that didn't burn, or you swing back and forth to blend in the parts that burned on either side of the part that resisted, okay? Those are the two techniques that I find help me the most. Here is another tip. Turn it upside down. I know a lot of people think this is weird, but you get an entirely different angle, and it's easier to burn through the parts that resisted the burn when you turn it upside down to do the final touch-ups. This will smooth out the text and make it look a lot more uniform. Now, if you want to see the full video uncut, where I give all of my tips and techniques as I burn it in real time, you're going to want to join the membership. This video is currently in the red hot level or higher. I'd love to hear in the comments what your favorite tip was. And if you'd like to see more lettering videos, you'll want to watch this one next. And I'll see you there. Later, Pyro.